You've seen how useful widgets are for giving your clients more control, not just over the content of the site, but even a bit of the layout. And a lot more themes these days are including extra widgets for you. So for example, here in 2010, you can see there's not just the sidebar, regular sidebar widgets, there's first footer, second footer. These are actually down below. If we put something in there, they would be just down below here in this area before the footer. But let's say we've got an area we want to widgetize. How do we do that? How do we custom make a widget area? Well, let's do that right now. We're going to take this top area right now, which is simply using the WordPress blog description in the settings area. It's just plugging it in right here. We're going to put in our own widget area. Now there are basically two steps to this. First, we need to register the widget area in the functions.php file. Now what does that mean exactly? Well, let's get some code here. This is called register sidebar. Now I've taken this directly from the 2010 theme, and that's a great way to do everything, is you just take the code and manipulate it and use it yourself. In this case, I've taken the register sidebar function and I've created a new one called top right header widget area. That's going to be the title for it. So let's just grab all this text right now. We're going to copy it. We'll go back over here to our theme editor, which is this area down in here under Appearance, the editor. And when we go in here, we look for our theme functions, functions.php, there it is. We're going to go in and edit it. Now, in this particular case, it happens to be quite a ways down. And we can keep going. There it is, register widgetized areas. That's what's going to take place here. And we saw there were 6 widget areas. Area 3, 4, Area 5, Area 6. So we just go to the end of Area 6 and we make some space. We want to make sure we get in between the end of the last widget and this curly bracket right here. That curly bracket is the end of the widget's function. So we want to do our extra sidebar, register sidebar right in here. We update the file. And now when we go back to our list of widgets in WordPress, look what happens. There it is, top right header widget area with a little description. We could put more description in there if we wanted to help our client. And that's how we got our new widget right into the widgets area. Now remember, there were 2 steps. That was registering the widget area. Now we need to place some coding in the theme file where we want this to appear. In this particular case, we want it in the header area. So what we're going to do, so I'm just going to take this coding, and I've taken this straight out of the footer area of WordPress 2010 theme. I've just copied it, and now I've made it our own by putting in top right header widget area. What we're doing here, this if statement, is saying if this sidebar is active, if it's actually there, then put in all this code. And that code includes finding that dynamic sidebar called top right header widget area. So this is what we need to place into our header. So let's go to our theme files here, find header. Now if you're not sure where you're putting this, remember to use Firebug, that plugin for Firefox that I talked about, and there are similar ones for Internet Explorer. And what it does is it allows us to go up here and say, what is this area? Oh, this is the site description. Perfect. So now I know what I'm looking for when I'm in my theme template file here. So I scroll down and I find, there it is, division ID equals site description. What we're going to do is we're going to take out the current site description that's in there. Just take that and we're going to paste in our new coding. Did get in before the div, good. Hit our update file. Now we're still not going to see anything up at the top here. There's no description and there's absolutely nothing at all because in our widget area we actually haven't put in a widget yet. So I'm just going to grab one and let's put a text one in there, just a plain text widget. And our client may want to put in their address, for example. And we need some HTML in there, a little break. This is Anywhere USA. Let's put in, whoops, there's our coding in there. And they want to have their phone number, of course. There we go. Now we save that. Now this is something, of course, they can change. That's the beauty of all this. We go back to our site, and now up in our top right area, there's our text, and they can change it anytime. We would go in, of course, and style it now using our style sheet, but the main thing is our widget is there and it's operational. So that's how you customize your widget areas.